Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Trade Confident. I know there's a lot of emotions going on out there, so we're going to address those today, and we're going to talk about those. Guys, real quick, thank you for helping the channel get to 10,000 subscribers. With that said, the comments are going crazy now, and I'm being honest with you guys, I don't have honestly the bandwidth and the time to be able to do that. It's taking me hours and hours. So if you guys have a question in the comments and it's crucial and you guys want me to answer it, please just go ahead and email me at btradeconfident@gmail.com. That takes priority over the comments. But I do try to get into the comments every day and go through and answer some questions. But just putting that out there. Okay, guys, we're going to dive right in. I'm going to show you a chart pattern on here that I'm fairly confident that 99.9% of you guys have not seen and are not seeing right now that's forming on the chart. So I want to point that out to you. You'll probably not see this anywhere on YouTube at the moment. Let's go over this real quick. Those of you guys who entered the short trade at 2,638, that was your original entry. Your second limit for the short was at 29.98 and your third is at 34.78. Awesome. Those are staying where they're at. Currently, if you guys look at this, if you were to market order in, you would have been down 23%. You would have been down 23% on your trade if you guys used a market order. With the strategy we're using, do you guys want to guess how much you're down? Instead of 23%, you're down 3.7%. 3%. 3.7%. This is not a bad trade whatsoever. You guys are doing fantastic. The new break-even entry is down here at 28.18. I do still expect to see this overextended and looking for a drop. And I want to just point this out real quick, and we're going to go straight into the pattern that I'm finding. It's on the daily. Is that when we trade, this is something that honestly I watch it myself, and I encourage you guys to watch it yourselves as well. When you're in a trade, to not force your eyes to see what your eyes want to see, so it makes it more favorable for you. That's why I only stick to the metrics, and I let data call the tops and the bottoms here, and I let data go over, and I really let data tell me what my emotions are going to do. I let data predict my emotions, not my emotions predict what I want my eyes to see. That's what's happening a lot, because I have people, just be honest with you guys, and this might be happening to you and your family members and your friends. So, I've got people messaging me saying, Travis, we were expecting a little bit drop faster. Metrics were looking like they were going to call a drop a little bit sooner. And I'm like, yes, I understand that. And they got in, they bought in. And then I'm getting messages, you guys are like, oh my gosh, why did I buy in? The price is going back down. And then this morning, some people might be excited again because it's going back up. And then if this thing actually gets the correction that I'm about to show you that it could be getting, and then all the emotions flip again, and it's really interesting. I advise you guys to do this. Like, go ahead and go in, like, not just my channel, go in the comments of YouTube videos and watch the comments. You'll see the emotional cycle of traders, and that's what I'm honestly like. It's helping me gauge the metrics over here to see people when they get excited, disappointed, and happy. Like, I welcome all the comments, guys. I'm going to show you data today of why I think it is still a great possibility it could go down. Because if this starts going down, everybody who went long here, they're going to disappear from the comments. And, even if you guys have friends and they've been bagging you like, hey, you're like, I think it's going to go down. They're like, no, it's going to go to the moon. It's going to go to the moon. Yes, it can. Like, obviously, we all know that's a possibility. But when it goes back down, it's just, I want to say this, guys. It is far better. It is great wisdom to not judge people as strongly as you want to. It's better to give people grace because we're all just trying our best in the markets. Everybody, if we were to chart everyone's trades, everyone has losing trades, everyone has winning trades, everyone has called things wrong, everyone has called things right. It's smarter to give people grace in this situation. Not even me, just like other YouTubers as well who are trying to call this. We're all just trying to learn here and get better. So with that said, thank you for just letting me put that out there. Let me show you guys a chart pattern here that I don't think anybody is looking at, like, whatsoever. Partly because it's part of the indicator that we're using with the money flow of the price versus the money flow. This is happening on the daily time frame. So follow me up here, guys, and make sure you guys, if you don't have this already, price versus the money flow, the trend exhaustion, the dashboard, they're in the description. They're going up September 1st, so just it's a great time to snag these. Okay, take a look at this. What we're seeing here is actually a divergence pattern on the daily time frame. This is extremely rare. For especially Ethereum here. And I'm going to show you guys the other occurrences here. What we're seeing is a high and a lower high formation on money flow flowing out of the market. But what we ended up having here was a high and a higher high, a high, a higher low, a downslope, and we have a high and a higher high on the daily time frame, okay? This is pushing back up, but this could be a fake out to the upside, get us a lot of people excited, and then I'm going to teach you guys another strategy in here where a lot of the whales end up shorting out on this, and I'll show you where they can do that. Watch this. So this is where we're currently at. Okay, let me take you into the past, and let's see if we can find this again, because this does not occur very often at all in the charts. But let me show you the other times this has occurred. So you got to go back here a little bit. Like this does not happen a lot, but when this does happen, it is very, very strong of drops that we get in the market. Take a look at this over here. This is one of the bigger drops I'm seeing as well. On this daily time frame, when we have this metric up here, this is where we have a high and we have a higher high. But we ended up forming a high and a lower high, money flowing out of the market. This single move here, guys, ended up pushing us all the way back down into this bearish cycle where we ended up, let me see if this is the bottom here. I think it is close to the bottom. No, it's not. I'm sorry. It went way down here. We ended up dropping and retracing about 65% in the market all the way down before we saw the next run. Okay, that's the previous example. Let me show you another example of this in the past. It is an extremely rare signal, and I just want to point this out because I do think this could absolutely play out in the market. Now take a look at this over here when we're at 1400 of a high. If we come back over, sorry, this chart's like waiting for it to update here. I'll address this one first and then we'll move over. So over here, we see this around 1400. We see a high and a lower high on this formation, money flowing out of the market. We have a high and another higher. Does this look like anything we're seeing right now? We pump up. We're like, oh, we're expecting a drop. It pumps up one more time, gets everybody extremely emotional, and then it just drops out, and then it happens again. Like, take a look at where this divergence pattern happened. It was at the top here. This put us into, that last time I just called was 65%, okay? If you look at this down here, this is a total drop of 74% in the market. Okay, are you guys seeing this on here? Like, this is an extremely rare signal that has come out, and then I want to show you this to you guys again over here. You have divergence at this very high point of money flow. At the top here, this ended up coming out the signal here, and then we started, obviously this is like a ridiculous wick down. If you guys want to pull that, great, I'll give you the numbers, 96%, but this is the more realistic low that we see down here, 67. So we're seeing these 65 and 70% moves down very historically on the chart when this exact pattern plays out. That is what I just want you guys to observe that today, because I know there's a lot of people in here like, oh my gosh, we're expecting a drop, it's going to keep going up, it's going to keep going up. I still believe, and I'm going to stick to my guns on this, not just because I just don't want to change my thought, but the metrics are still looking to call a drop. Like, look at this up here. This trend exhaustion is still way up here. There's also divergence on the trend exhaustion as well. We're moving into the weekend. Historically, we do see more selling power into the weekend than we see buying power. So could this be, guys, the moment where this is a fake out to the upside and this thing drops like crazy over the weekend? It could be. If it keeps going up, we have very good risk management in here. You guys are only down 3.7% on the short trade. 3%. Like, not 23%, what maybe a lot of people are used to when they're holding the bag and they're done a lot in their accounts. That's where we're currently at. So I wanted to start there with those indicators. So make sure you guys, if you don't, watch that over the weekend. Now let's go over to the metrics here and we'll talk about what I see. 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. These are going to update. You guys, you can access these over at Trade Confident. Now I'm highly suggesting you guys watch this over the weekend for long trades. I did end up coming in here and I updated the metrics for the long trade for Ethereum. So these are not the current ones at the moment. I myself am updating all of my buy limits at 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time this morning, because that's when all these charts update. So this weekend is going to be very crucial. I don't say this too often. I've actually never said this, but this weekend is probably the most crucial weekend to get your membership over at Trade Confident because of this drop that we're expecting. I have very specific key levels in here. I know I've done some coaching calls with you guys. I'm working with you guys who have hundreds of thousands of dollars. I am updating these, and I've already done it this morning, which will be a reflection at the 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. That's when I will also be getting in with you guys. So please watch this chart this weekend, as well as ADA. I know I'm not going to cover it in this video, but ADA is something you definitely want to be watching. I did end up upping this metric for literally almost all the coins here to accommodate. Don't want to miss it. Okay, guys? All right, emotional index is still pushing up into the greedy section here. I'll tell you this, guys, this can't stay greedy forever. It doesn't take an advanced or a novice trader to realize that. You can't have a market head up this high without a correction. If you think it's going to keep heading up, you need to stop trading right now, because you're going to be very disappointed when a normal market cycle happens and everything sees a correction. So if you guys are putting all your money into long trades right now, I'm just letting you know, historically in here, it doesn't take too many people to see that this thing is due for a move down. Yes, it might creep up a little bit more, but when we see a lot of people greedy, this is when a lot of institutions like to come in and short the market, and I'll show that to you in a second. Long versus short trades. Like, if we want to look at, you're like, okay, I understand this, but show me some on-chain metrics. Okay, guys, here it is. There are a ton of people, institutions shorting out on Ethereum right now, expecting this thing to go back down. Make sure you guys watch this at 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time to see what this shows, okay? We are seeing long trades come out here and go sideways now. Again, over this weekend, this is what you guys need to be watching. Long trades moving to the downside with short trades moving up is a very strong confirmation that this thing is going to drop and it's going to keep going. If I can give you guys one word right now, I just want to pause this video. Guys, it is patience. I'm not nervous at all that we're not in these trades, because the thing is that everyone who has an opinion today about this, if this thing drops back down, they all disappear. They all disappear, guys. Like, I want you to understand and see this in yourself. I'm not trying to bash anybody. I promise you. This is more about mastering your self-emotions in the market, okay? This will see a correction. Everybody knows it. Like, even the people who want this to go to the moon, inside, they know there's going to be a correction, because nothing can head up forever. Nothing can, okay? It's just, it will not happen. So the thing that a lot of us are feeling right now, a lot of people are like, okay, we know it's coming. But the hard thing is like, when are we going to be able to predict it perfectly or close to it? That is why we have the buy limits in here. And I'm not looking to call a perfect drop. What we are doing is looking to have our buy limit set up, and we are looking to perfectly be prepared on this channel for the move back down to take advantage of this. Because if this moves back down, and that's why I have these buy limits set in so low. If you guys look over here, I'm sorry this video is longer. I just want to do this because I'm not going to be on the videos Saturday and Sunday. So I want to give you guys extra in here, and just please listen to all of this. The reason why I have this so low in here is because everyone's emotions right now are very heightened, okay? Hopefully they're not, but everyone's very excited in here, thinking this can just keep going up. It's very hard to visually get your heart and your mind to understand the principles of trading when your eyes are seeing this. This is what people are seeing. This is what they're seeing right now, a shot up. And then it drops so fast that there are people losing hundreds of thousands of dollars in the market. And I'm talking to you guys over email, and you're like, why did I go long? Why did I go long? Okay. That's what we could be seeing on this move back down, is a bunch of people getting really depressed because it started heading down very far. If this thing does a 50% retracement, it's coming down to $2,500, okay? That's our second buy limit. I have this all the way down. This will update, but for an example, down to $1,500, just in case it happens. Nobody thought we were going to head this low when we were this high before. Nobody did, okay? Even you watching this video didn't think we were going this low, if we're absolutely honest. I didn't either, okay? I'll put myself in that boat. Okay, let's move down here, all right? If you guys are taking a look at the long trade versus short trade, yes, this came out as neutral because we were in a consolidation pattern. I believe today we're going to push this back up into good short trade, possibly great short trade over the weekend if we keep heading up. This, again, is historically telling us short trades are smarter of a move in here. Well, institutional smart money. Why do I think we saw a jump up here? It's because I actually believe smart money was taking their shorts off the market because it was moving back down, and they were looking to go more towards long trades. This is a metric here that not only do you need to, let me say this a different way. When this prints up into the long trade section here, this is where I get very excited to see the price move back up. But you can also use this to gauge smart money of what they're doing, is when this metric moves back down towards long trades, this is when you can start seeing pumps in the price. And this is actually exactly where we ended up seeing that pump. I also believe this is because of the $3,000 psychological level, but you can also see it in here. As short trade sentiment is losing favor, this is where long trades are going to start taking over, okay? Just it's something to watch in here. You guys also saw it right here where we started dropping back. That's when we actually got the jump back in the market, okay? Really interesting to watch that. Support and resistance prices, as this moves down, 2,700 is going to be a very strong place where we want to be watching. Been calling that a lot on this channel. 2,700 puts us right around this area, right in the middle here. Basically, structure highs here. It's very close to where the entries are. I'll just say that for this morning when you guys are watching the update for that. You guys are doing very well for your dollar cost averaging here. It's moving up here very fast. Exit points. This did come out and put out a red signal here, so I do want you guys to be just aware of this. This is a far overextended market. We even saw this back over here. We don't see moves up like this without nice corrections. I think that's pretty, I don't know. I think that's pretty obvious for a lot of people when they're watching this. Yes, this weekend we could start pushing up. We may end up hitting our third buy limit in here at 34.78. That's totally fine. It's going to give us favor because this actual entry is going to move up even closer to where that buy limit is. It's just, I'll report on it. Guys, this is not something to be worried about in here if you're in a short trade. I know you might feel that. I'm telling you guys, 3.7% down on your account is nothing. If we aren't, I want to say this kindly because I don't want this to come across rude. If us as a whole of a community aren't okay, having drawdowns of about 10 to 15%. I know some of you guys are at 50 and 60. Like if you guys aren't okay with that, then we just need to assess if trading is going to be something that's going to be emotionally healthy for us in the future. 3.7% is nothing to be down right now, okay? Watch this drop. Let's see if this plays out over the weekend. I'm going to be watching this very carefully. We could see some fake outs here and a move back down, but I do still am strongly confident in here that this has not at all seen a healthy move back down. Like we're at the exact top. We're at the top. This is not seeing a healthy move down yet. I am going to stay absolutely patient over this weekend. I'm going to set up my buy limits and I'm just going to enjoy the weekend no matter what happens. I'm going to let my buy limits get hit, or I'm going to let this thing go up and we'll reassess on Monday. I am not going to jump into a long trade right now and ride this up when we're this high. That is absolutely the most foolish thing I can possibly advise anybody, is to jump in on a long trade right now. So I'm going to stick true to this. It's not emotional. It's strictly metric based. Look at what's happening, guys. That's what I'm sticking to. I'm going to have my buy limits updated at 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Make sure you're following the metrics over the weekend, guys, and I'll update you on Monday. And maybe I'll be a dad by Monday if the baby comes over the weekend. Alrighty, guys. God bless you so much. I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.